Hello everyone, welcome to another video, and this time another cheat mod or a cheat video for Homeworld Remastered. But this one is a remake of an older video that I did once before. As you can see, my resource collector has only taken resources from this one asteroid, and yet he completely filled himself and is now going to the resource controller. Same as this guy, who is less than half filled, and he is going to refill himself entirely, or fill himself entirely with resource units from just a single asteroid. How can I do this? How can I make asteroids unlimited RUs, or having unlimited RUs? Well, it's a very simple matter. We are going to use Cheat Engine. Now, why should you choose to use Cheat Engine in Homeworld Remastered? Well, there's a thing called scaling difficulty. This means that the enemy will have lots more units to throw at you if you are having a bigger fleet. So for instance, if in the fourth mission you had like a big fleet, in this fifth mission, this is the end of the fifth or maybe the sixth mission of the campaign, the enemy will have hundreds of frigates and dozens of destroyers. I have actually captured quite a few of these. Just look at it. He sent 4 destroyers down my way, and there were even 4 more that got destroyed along the way. This is the amount of units that this game will throw at you. It's almost comically impossible to play with the difficulty scaling unless you're using some kind of mod like difficulty scaling adjustment, which you can use in order to completely deactivate difficulty scaling. But I don't know, I kind of like it that way. But I also want to give myself, how shall I say it, even the odds or even the scales. How do I do this? Well, by having resources unlimited, so long as I can harvest them. This only applies to asteroids though, not resource veins. And also, as you can see here, my unit cap is 245 for fighters, 147 for corvettes, 73 for frigates, and I still don't have capital ships, despite the fact that I have captured capital ships. Anyways, what I'm going to show you today is basically how to revert the 2.3 version of Homeworld Remastered back to 2.1. Why is this? Because there was a much richer scene of cheat engines available for 2.1 than there are for 2.3. Now, I did do a video about a year ago how you can increase your unit limit while playing the newer version 2.3, but I'm going to also show you how you can revert back to 2.1 if you want to. I also know that there are a lot of mods that haven't updated from 2.1 to 2.3, so you might want to also revert back to an earlier version of this game through Steam. But the thing about this is, just like in another video that I did, how to revert the version for Fallout 4 and revert the next gen update, which you can check that out later if you want to. I'm going to do the same thing over here, and I will show you how I'm going to do it, but there's also going to be in the description below everything that you need to just copy paste in order to download the right version of this game, paste it on your installed version, and I'll show you what to do next. So let us begin. Okay, so first thing first, what you need to do is you're going to have to go here and click for run, the run command, open it, and paste this Steam nav console. Press OK. Now you opened the Steam console. How are you going to know what you need to download? Well, let's go to SteamDB. SteamDB is basically the database for Steam. Let's go for Homeworld Remastered. I'm just going to show you how I got it, but you won't need to do all of the things that I'm showing right now. Okay, so what we are looking at is this is our Steam app ID 244160. Let's go to packages. Packages are depots, sorry. Depots are basically all of the versions that this game has received updates to, all of the update versions for the game since its launch. You can see here. You can see all of these. What you need to actually take from all of this, you can see this is the biggest one, the Hickory HD. The ID is 244161. Let's press on it. Now you can see this is the update of 13th of November 2023. But we don't want that. What we're going to look into is the manifest. Here in the manifest is all of the updates, the major updates that the game has received over the years. As you can see, this is the last major update in June 2016, followed by this, which is basically the 2.3 version, which came out on July 2023. We're going to take the manifest, the ID, and I believe also the depot and the manifest. So I have copy pasted it somewhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the depot IDs. This is 244161. Write it down. The app ID 244160, and the manifest that we want to download, which will probably be this one, this entire length of ID. So copy all of the three of these. Now we go back to the Steam command, and I'm going to copy paste it because I wrote it for myself. You can do it as well. Again, it's in the description. Just copy paste it like this. Download /depot 244160. This is the game. 244161. This is the depot, the actual update, the version of the depot that we want, and this is the manifest ID, which is the version of said update that we want to download. Let it download. It might give you some kind of an error, but eventually you won't see any percentages of the download or when it's going to be complete, but eventually it will be complete. What you're going to see is this. This is my Steam folder for hard disk C, Steam apps. So now you can see there is common, downloading, shader cache, source mod, temporary workshop, all of these. And one thing has been added. This is content. Going to content, our game. This is, by the way, for Fallout. It's still here from that video that I made. Anyways, this is what we're looking for. App 244160. Open the depot. I have already copied it, but there will be game files here. Copy all of this. Go to your actual homeworld homeworld RM and just paste it over here. It will tell you if you want to override. Next thing what you want to do is you want to go to the library, right click on Homeworld Remastered, set to properties, update, and not keep this game updated. Only update this game when I launch it. This is why what we're doing here, basically telling Steam not to update this game, because we don't want the most updated game version. We want what we have just downloaded. We want it to keep that way. We don't want it to update back to 2.3. Otherwise, we're going to have to re-download the old depot and do it all over again. So only update this game when I launch it. We're going to go back to the homeworld, Steam folder where you have downloaded it. This is the app manifest. Any game that you have downloaded from Steam will have its app manifest, which basically tells it what is the current version of the game. We're going to take this file, right click, properties, and set it to read only. Why am I going to make it read only? This is because I don't want this file to write and read, because whenever it's writing, it is adding the 2.3 update. Again, I don't want this game to update itself. This way, I can prevent this game from updating itself. If you're unsure if it's going to work, if you're unsure if Homeworld is going to update itself or not, then there is also the failsafe of simply going to Steam, going offline, and that way you can know for certainty whenever you're starting the game. Yes, you will not be able to play multiplayer on Homeworld Remastered, but at this point I don't know how many people are playing this game in multiplayer. Anyway, so this is only for the campaign. So you're going to play single player. After you complete the campaign, you won't even bother with the cheat engine, because in the skirmish you've got RU injections. So even if there are no asteroids in the game, you'll still get constantly more resources. So you don't really have a point in using cheat engine in a multiplayer game. So just for safety, you can go offline, then launch this game. And this game tries to update itself whenever you launch it. But if you're offline, it cannot update itself. Okay? This is all you need to do in order to get this game into the correct version. Alright, now that we have Homeworld Remastered in the version that we wanted, let's go to Google and type Homeworld Remastered 2.1 cheat engine. You'll be getting this as your first result, Homeworld Remastered Collection 2.1 Steam. This is not the one I want you to enter. What I want you to look at is Homeworld Remastered 2.1 Fearless Cheat Engine, a post from April 2017, or 10th of April 2017. This is a post made by Hexstalker10. This is the file that you're going to have to download. It has been downloaded 16,097 times. Anyways, this is the cheat table. Download it. Then we're going to go back into Homeworld and I'm going to show you its effects. Free mods that I can highly recommend to you while playing Homeworld Remastered, especially Homeworld Remastered 1. I don't think it's a problem in Homeworld Remastered 2, but in Homeworld Remastered 1 it's a really annoying problem. Again, it's the scaling difficulty. With the use of a mod called Adjust Scaling Difficulty, you can actually disable scaling difficulty completely from the game and play it as vanilla, you know, as it was back in the old Homeworld, like when, for instance, in the third mission, instead of like 100 frigates attacking the cryo trays because you built a big fleet in the second mission, you will have 6, which is the number that was supposed to have back in the original game. You can also turn it up even further above vanilla values if you're really crazy. something like me. Or if you're using cheat engine and you want the real difficulty of playing this game against enormously difficult odds. Anyways, another mod that I highly recommend is No Build Limits 1.1. This allows your mothership to basically build all ship types together. So, for instance, if you're trying to build fighters and corvettes together, then some will be produced, some will go into a queue until the production line is available and they will enter that production line. So with this mod, you can actually produce all of the units simultaneously and, you know, create bigger fleets, which you're most definitely going to want to have if you're playing with scaling difficulty like me. Third mod, this is especially for Homeworld Remastered, is Stronger Cryo Trays. I don't know if it's working as intended anymore, but what it's supposed to do is basically make the cryo trays from the third mission more stronger, give them a lot more health, and allow them to survive long enough to enter the mothership, and increasing the odds for you to actually complete the third mission before they get pummeled by, again, scaling difficulty, which creates, if you say have a big fleet in the second mission, then instead of just 6 frigates, again, you will face like 100, and 100 frigates can destroy all of the cryo trays before you can even save one. So yeah, again, this is up to you, but these are my personal recommendations. So we're going to jump back into my game. This is mission 5 end. Sorry, it was not mission 6, it was mission 5. My mistake. I haven't played this game in quite a while. Okay, so now we are back in where we were. And you can see my harvesters, they're going to this asteroid. You can see his resources rapidly depleting. He's becoming like a
local resources exhausted. Fleet moving on.
Like a black version of itself, or a depleted version of itself. So let's pause it here with F10. I'm gonna Alt Tab. This is our cheat engine, homeworld.rm.exe. I have already linked it through the process list to Homeworld Remastered. So open, yes, yes, disable. Okay, so we're going to re-enable everything. Check this, active, new options pop up. If you're not in the correct version, then this will not work. Okay. You also have, by the way, versions of this mode for God mode, if you want to play God mode, and instant capture, if, you know, you're trying to rescue those cryo trays against, let's just say, unwinnable odds. You might consider using this option. Anyways, let's go to resourcing. Resource, enable infinite asteroid refill, and we're going to, this is going to be turned off or disable. The value, when you start this cheat table, it will be set to disabled. Let's go and check it to enabled. And the second thing that I want to do here, you can see you've got lots of options, including bonus mods for damage, speed, health, sensor range, resource collection rate, resource capacity, and so forth. So if you really want to mod your game, this is the cheat engine to do it, but I'm not going to use any of it. What I'm just going to use, by the way, you also have free build and research, instant build, instant research, plenty of options to choose here. Anyways, so we have turned the enable infinite asteroid refill set to enabled, and the second thing that I'm going to use is the enable unit cap mod. Set it to enable, and this is where the adjustable unit cap comes into. this value is basically how many times you want your cap to go up. So my unit cap right now is 247 fighters. This is 3.7 times bigger than vanilla unit cap. I can also change this to maybe 4. Press OK. This is enabled. And now let's jump back into the game. Let's go take a look at this guy. He's just coming in.
Local resources exhausted, fleet. Moving
And you will know that it's working because you see the texture of the asteroid does not change. It still has 80 RUs, but the harvester itself is refilling. So this is how you'll know you basically now have unlimited resources, and you will need absolutely each and every one of those resource units, especially if you're going on higher tiers of difficulty scaling. Even on 0.010 of difficulty scaling, the vanilla version of difficulty scaling, it's going to be massive space battles with dozens of enemy units, dozens of frigates, dozens of destroyers being thrown at you. The AI is going to create fleets of hundreds of fighters who's going to send them barreling down towards you, and I'm not even sure how the end game is going to look like because of all of the stupendous amounts of units that the enemy is going to have, just because you're playing a game with difficulty scaling. As you can see, by the way, what I told you about this mod not working on resource gases or resource clouds, you can see he actually did harvest them entirely. And they're actually losing resources from this. So it only works on asteroids. But hey, it's something. By the way, I did not show you how the numbers changed. So now from 247, my fighter limit went to 250. So you can change it how much you want to whatever number you want. Just, you know, please be familiar with the fact that this game, while it is completely modern on a modern engine, does have its own somewhat finite cap of how many units it can render before it's crashing. Okay, so just take this into account. But anyways, this has been the video on how to have scalable or adjustable unit cap for you, the player, during the Homeworld Remastered campaign, and also how to have unlimited refill for asteroids that are infinitely reharvestable. Anyways, I hope you liked this video. Playing Homeworld like this is more or less like a child dream to me. Whenever I played Homeworld the first time back in 2001, I always wanted to have like bigger battles, more units, and more resources. And I understood that that game, it came in a very difficult time where there were lots of ambitions in games, but there wasn't the hardware that could actually handle it, which is why most, if not all, RTS games that came up from the period of the era of 1998, 1999, 2000, 2001, etc., all of these games had strict unit limits that you just could not go over because there was no hardware that could handle it. The hardware was very limited and it could barely run the game. So running it with thousands of units more than what it was intended for was a really big issue that the hardware just couldn't handle it. But now, when the hardware can handle it, is, to me at least, playing the game like this, only with bigger unit caps and more resources, is basically like a dream coming true. So anyways, I hope you liked this video. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. Like and subscribe if you haven't. And again, I also did a video about how to play this game with higher unit caps for version 2.3, which is just one or two mods that you need to download and activate. And you can check that out again also if you want to, and you don't want all of the downloading depots and copying, pasting, and playing this game on offline from now on. So that's also available. Anyways, again, tell me what you think about it in the comments, like and subscribe, and I will see you in future videos, hopefully.